I'm good. It's pardon me if I'm just a bit nervous.
That's fine.
This is a very professional place. This podcast. I want to make sure that it keeps its highest possible integrity. Because the thing with you and Ferris was it just felt like it was a very like natural conversational vibe you guys had going on. And
Yeah.
a big thing I've had going on that I've been fretting about is that I won't have that same sort of natural appeal.
Meh. We'll work. We'll
So
make it work.
I hope so. Otherwise, people are gonna hate me. Did I haven't mentioned it to anybody yet, but did Zombie tell you about the? Cause well, did Ferris talk to you about a while back? He wanted to have the podcast like integrated into the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Zombie said that he couldn't do that when I asked him, but what he did say we could have was, you know how there's like links and stuff, like there's like a video for like the depths and then drunk Minecraft and the
Yeah.
archaeology tray. Well, I asked him if we could have something like that, and he was like, yeah, sure. And so he was like, just make me a button. And I was like, a button? He was like, yeah, like something people can click on, and then I'll redirect them to the podcast. And so I did. And so eventually, sometime, I haven't asked him about it yet, but I did give him the button, PNG and everything.
I'll
So
have to remind him again.
yeah, so sometime soon, eventually, we should have um, a link to the podcast on the site.
That's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll get more viewers. More than the 3 you guys always talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more than 3, because the first
I think so
video
too.
has 72 views, so I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have you seen because neither of you ever told me whether or not you wanted to do the new YouTube thing. So,
Oh yeah, the new YouTube background. That's fine. We can do
yeah.
that.
I mean, I already did.
Oh,
It's a surprise.
Yay! Surprise. Okay, I like surprises.
Um,
Sometimes. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I was looking for the forum thing. Give
yeah.
me. What am I looking for? Ladies and mental gin. What the? There it is. That's what I wanted. You get out of here. You stop. Oh wow, that one has 28 views. Jeez. 74 views? Oh wow. Yeah, no, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Wow. Jeez, okay.
And the
Have we
most
had any
recent one,
comments on them?
yeah, there's comments on them.
What? I haven't been on it in forever. I feel horrible. I'm a horrible person. I haven't been paying attention to it.
No,
Ah,
no, I'm sure it's all right.
oh
You've
god.
only offended 70 people.
Oops. Whoopsies. Oh well.
No,
Hey, I
I'm
don't
sure it's fine.
care. Um.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think having a YouTube account rather than having people download podcasts is much more
Yeah.
convenient, I think. I think it has a much bigger draw than downloading. I don't know. That, and you can have a funny picture and you can have captions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a win-win, really.
Yeah. I have to agree. Oh, Alice keeps commenting on every single one. I love it. Aw. I didn't even know Alice watched this. So that makes Zombie, Latin, Alice, Miss
That,
Pocket, Gothic, December Queen, I think listens to this. JPW, I think, listens to it. That's a lot of people. In my mind.
that's like more than 3 or something.
Oh man, more than 3. That's exciting.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not
it.
bad.
Not bad at all.
Now all we need is
Whoa!
we just
The
need.
most recent episode had 45 views? What?
Oh, I mean, to be fair, it did have Wade and Molly, so it's only understandable.
Oh yeah, good point, good point.
Although I think it's because you guys are just incredibly popular.
I didn't even... Wow. I
I
didn't
think
even
I think the
realize it.
I think the least viewed podcast episode was episode 4, and it only has 7 views. But everything else has more than that.
Wow. I'm surprised.
So it's not too shabby with the 8 subscribers the channel has. Although I'm
Huh.
sure more people watch it just from clicking on it on the site.
Wow. Holy cow. You found drumming skills. Oh my god, Shun Ferris did the drum roll for the first time. Oh my gosh. How many subscribers do we have?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Holy cow, we do! We have 9 now.
Oh, do
Because
we?
I'm on my own personal one.
Oh.
I'm on my own personal YouTube. Now we have 9? 8 or 9?
9, yeah.
9. Yeah.
Eventually we'll have about 10 million, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Did you know the Smosh, I mean, I'm not a fan of Smosh, but they actually, I'm pretty sure they're at 10 million.
I have no
Which is
idea what's
pretty
Cause
impressive. You don't? Oh. They're just...
not really. I've heard
no,
it.
no, no, that's fine. That's fine. They're not really, in my opinion, worth watching, because it's kind of...
I barely watch Mark.
I mean, if it means anything, I've never seen one of Mark's videos. like, you know, have you seen the Planet Minecraft page for the server?
No.
Well, it used to have a picture of like this anime girl with a creeper jacket on, and she had like really
Yeah.
big breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when people say like I'm here because of Mark, I say I'm here because of the anime girl with the big breasts. Because I mean, I like, you know what I mean. Like back when I started playing in like really early 2012 with Shu, we had like nobody made mention of Mark, and that wasn't really a thing until we came back in September because we took a break for summer, because he always comes up here during the summer and that sort of thing. And we also like started our own little like business venture with this this local game store called Beyond Nerd, and so we were doing our own server for a while. And then after we were done with that, we came back, and then like the server was like super duper popular. It was crazy. It was weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had the bright idea, because Zombie at one point in time was like, we need a forum mod, and I was like, oh, I would love that. And he was like, the first person to post gets a hug, like to post their application for a forum mod. Unfortunately, I wasn't the first one to post, but the good news is I won. So, I mean, what more could I ask for, you know, than to be able to edit people's posts? And so eventually, when the wiki was created, Shu, or I mean, his actual name is Gage, so I'm just gonna refer to him as Gage. He started like I was like, hey Gage, look at this, it's a wiki, like we could do so much stuff with this, and he was like, whatever. And I was like, no, but it's really cool, because you know what I mean, like we can have pages for like all this stuff, and because you know there's like some really awesome wikis out there. And I was like, we could do so much cool stuff with this. And he was like, whatever. And then 2 days later, he was like, dude, we have a wiki. I was like, oh my god, Gage, seriously? And then he started like editing all this stuff, and he made like every page for everything. Like it was my idea to make like this super elaborate page for Valeria Beach.
Uh-huh.
And like I had like this great idea, and we were gonna have like all the info for the shops and everything. And like I had gotten home from school, and he'd like already done everything. And I was like, you bastard. and then Latin at one point, because like I added all these pictures with like funny captions and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Like ahoy me hearties, like this is the land of the Valeria, you know, and I had a picture of the boat, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but apparently another day Latin was like, I would prefer it if like these pictures were using the Spax version that the server uses, you know what I mean, instead of the default, because I just use the default texture pack. And so Gage replaced all my pictures. And he got rid of the captions. It's like, you destroyed everything I worked for. And then a few days later, he asked to also be forum mod, and he got it. And that was that. And that's a sum of pretty much everything me and Gage have ever done on the server. That, and this is an interesting little anecdote, if you'd like to know.
Of course.
We, way back when did you start playing?
September.
September. So this would have been a little bit before that. Way back when, in like April 2012, there used to be this plugin on the server called Dynaconomy. And it was like, do you know the current economy that's being used? Like, it was just added like a few days ago.
The what?
It was like, do you know the economy thing that was added just like yesterday, the global exchange thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like that, except it was completely like GUI interactive. It didn't have like any of like the chests you go up to and you purchase things. It was all like through commands. And so like you would just type for like an item, and then it would tell you how many are in stock on like the virtual network, and then you would purchase it. But what happened was gold, because gold back then wasn't used for currency. There was just like a virtual currency, and back then it was just called money. It wasn't called voxels. And what happened was gold was being sold for less than what a gold chest plate was, and so me and Gage bought gold and made gold chest plates and then sold them, and in about 20 minutes we made about $500,000.
Jeez.
And then what? Well, I mean, it's kind of bad because we stopped at $500,000, okay? Because we were like, all right, this is gonna get us set for a very long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other people caught on to it, and so like there were at least maybe 3 other people doing it. And then this was like our second day of playing on the server, by the way. Like the server, we were looking for servers specifically with this plugin, because like, you know what I mean, like we looked for servers with specific plugins because that was like, they're only fun if they have certain things. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are here because of Wade. I mean, like Wade and Mark and that whole YouTube thing, and they come onto the server and they don't really know like what there is to do. But when we looked for servers, we looked for very specific things because we don't really care. I mean, this sounds a little pretentious, but we don't really care about like the community as much as we do just like
No,
playing
I kind
the
of have
game.
to agree with you, because there are just some communities that it's like, I seriously just don't even want to listen to you guys. I just want to play for what you have.
Yeah, and so like that. I mean, that's really the only reason we were here. I mean, that and the picture of the anime girl. I mean, come on. But I mean, have you seen the Tumblr for this server?
That's a Tumblr for
Have
the
you?
server?
I mean, like maybe it's not a Tumblr, is it? Hold on. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but would you mind if I read it to you?
Go ahead.
No, it's the Reddit. Have you seen the Reddit?
Oh, no, I've never been on Reddit.
Okay. When it loads, I will read you off the Reddit, and then I want your personal opinion. Tell me what you think. What you think of it.
Okay.
But yeah. So what happened was we made a lot of money, and a lot of other people made a lot of money, and so like on our second day we had already become like some of the richest people on the server. But then what happened then was the very next day, Zombie removed the plugin because the economy had broken. It was pretty much like the 2008 like stock fall.
Yeah.
And we caused it. And everybody was like, who did it? Like, we gotta ban them, you know? And then me and Gage never told anybody. And like other people got blamed for it, and we're like, kind of feel bad about that. So yeah, we never told anybody. But you know, we also did something else. I don't know if I've said it before in chat, but I think I said it yesterday. We brought Gummy to the server too.
Yeah, I was around when you did say that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Because what happened was, we used to play on the server called Filthyville, like Filthy Craft, because the guy's name was Filthy Clean, the guy who owned it. And well, actually, the page loaded here. Let me read it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
The title is Girls Having Fun: Magic Spells, Vampires, RPG, PvP. And would you like the description?
Sure.
We are a tight community with a huge population of girls. Everyone is welcome. And
sure they do.
And the person who submitted it was Zombie. I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever read. And whatever the hell a 16 gigabyte SSD drive with a 64-bit hexacore system is. I've never heard of a hexacore before, but apparently that's a thing. I've heard of quad core, but I've never heard of hexacore.
Never heard of Hex
So I guess
4.
the server's using some really high-tech equipment. Um,
Sure they
but yeah,
are.
we used to play on this server called Filthy Craft, and I know we should be doing the podcast, but this story is just kind of interesting. Um, we used to play on this server called Filthy Craft, and eventually me and Gage had become our rank was junior admin because like the two people that were admins, which was Filthy and his friend Hyper, um, they like had to take a hiatus because Hyper had to like go deal with some real life stuff, and Filthy and his wife had just had a baby, and so they couldn't really like manage the server anymore. And then after a month about that, Filthy couldn't the people that hosted it, they were known as Bro Hoster. They couldn't keep hosting it because apparently like it was a very like elaborate thing that had happened. Like they had like someone stole all of like the files that like had everybody's accounts in it, and they stole a ton of money. Similar to like how like
Jeez.
Anonymous hacked PSN, they stole like a bunch of credit cards and stuff, and so the company had to like split up because they lost all their money, right? And so
Mhm.
the server couldn't keep being hosted, and Filthy couldn't keep hosting with his own money because he had a child, and so the server had to stop, unfortunately. And that server was like the basis for everything me and Gage have ever done in Minecraft, which has been like the past 3 years. So it's a relatively long time. Um, and I mean, in a sense, we've become like connoisseurs of like what a good server should have, right? And
Yeah.
like how well it should function. And I mean, Vox, from a 1 to 10, Vox ranks about an 8. So I mean, that's pretty good. You know, the other
Yeah.
2 points just because I'm a hard grader. Um, but what happened was after that, um, me and Gage sort of like just stopped playing Minecraft for a while because I mean that was like it. Like we didn't really have a reason to play anymore because all the people we played with were gone. But eventually, Gummy invited us to this new server he was playing on
Uh-huh.
with his friends, and so we went there. Um, and eventually that server went down too. And then a year later, Gummy invited us to another server, which we eventually became admins on as well. Um, and that server was known as Skycraft. Wait, I mean Skynetcraft, which I believe is a reference to Terminator, but I don't know.
No idea.
So that server we played on, and then eventually Gummy got fed up with the people that ran it, and he left, and he wanted to start his own server called Gummycraft. I know, what a clever title. But he wanted to start that server, and we were like, no, Gummy, this is too much work. Like, let me show you the server we've been playing on. And that was Vox, coincidentally.
Uh-huh.
And he came there, and then that was around the time we left, because that was around maybe May last year, and we had just gotten like kind of bored of playing on the server because that was like a map restart happened, and we just sort of got we didn't want to like make a new base, and so because like we sort of play Minecraft sporadically where we just sort of play for a very long time and then we stop, you know. And
Yeah, that's how it usually is.
yeah, I don't know. That's like with like a lot of video games I play. That's just sort of you have to take breaks every now and then. Um,
Yeah.
and so that's what had happened. And when we came back in September, Gummy went from being a regular player to a forum. I mean, not a forum, but to a plugin guy. And we were like, Gummy, when did this happen? Because it was absurd to us that it just magically happened while we were gone for like 3 months. So that's the story of how Gummy came to the server. And I think it's been good for him, not to put words in his mouth, but he he used to talk about wanting to develop plugins with Java, but I mean now he's sort of like in a sense he's like grown quite well to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean before like we'd once asked him to make a plugin for the Beyond Nerd server um we were advertising and that sort of thing, and he said no, I can't do that. I have no idea how. And then like a few months later, like from September to November, he'd become like a really good plugin guy. And I mean, I think that's pretty impressive to be able to become that fluent in a coding language in just such a short amount of
Very.
time. Yeah.
Very,
So I
very,
mean, all hats
very.
off to him. I'm glad I could bring him here, because yeah. So that's my
Yeah.
story of leading a small young child into the forest and then leaving him there. Yeah. So the podcast, I think.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Sure. Whenever.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Make sure I got my timer. Yeah, I do.
How does this podcast have timing restrictions?
We try and keep it about 30 to
We
40
can have a
minutes.
5-hour special with Chocobo Slice, the new
Oh my
co-host.
god, we should, but Latin would kill me.
Oh. Well,
I guess,
it'd only take like 3 months to upload to YouTube, so I mean,
yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
worth the wait.
totally. Yeah, I got told by Zombie in line, they're like, make them shorter. I was like, but Ferris tells me, no, make them shorter. Okay.
How did you guys feel about having guests on, anyways? How was that?
It was fun, actually. It was pretty cool.
Do you want that, like, seeing as I'm now, I guess, the new co-host, do you guys want that to be, like, you guys, do you want that to be more, like, often?
Sure.
I mean, I'm just, like, cause, I mean,
I'm not sure who else we could, like...
well, I mean, I asked, Gummy about it, and he was like, yeah, sure, but just after
Yeah,
finals.
that'd be really awesome to get Gummy on here.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about
It-
So tell him that. I didn't
I mean,
actually
no,
think
it's
about
all right. I forget he exists all the time. He's just sort of that one guy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Him...
And that,
maybe
and I
get
asked,
more
because
staff on?
I asked Shu if he wanted to, and
That'd be
his
cool.
response was, no, which is a yes.
Ah.
So that's good.
Okay.
And,
That could be fun.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of want them to both be on because, like, they're both really funny. Like, I don't know if you've talked to either of them, but they're
I
just,
talked to Gummy.
yeah, they're just, I just think they're really funny. And, especially together. Like, me, Gage, and, Gummy would used to have Skype calls, and we'd just talk, and we'd make jokes, and it was just a fun time. So I'm thinking that would be interesting to have on the
Yeah,
podcast. Because,
that'd
like,
probably be
what I really
hilarious.
liked about the having Wade and Molly on was it was just, like, it was such, like, a big change from the regular podcasts. Because
Yeah.
instead of just, like, news, it was just, like that was, like, I literally just, like, I had to pause the video because I was laughing so hard. When it was like, because it was like, you were like, nope, sky blue is a color in the Crayola. And I was just like, that's it. This is the height of the podcast. Doesn't get any better than that. Because Ferris just brought up like the most absurd, like, if it's not in the Crayola box as 64 colors, it's not a color. And then it is.
Things
And I
like that are like everyday life. Like seriously, my husband and I, it feels so weird to call him my husband, but my husband and I were talking, riding home from the comic shop, and we're stupid, and you know the commercials, the Volkswagen commercials, where they punch each other for any Volkswagen?
Yeah.
We do that. And so I saw a tan gold colored like Jetta, and he saw a yellow Beetle, and we didn't see what the other one saw, and so we were having an argument that the Beetle was. I said it was tan, and he said it was. Or yeah, I said the color was tan, and he said it was yellow, but we saw two completely different cars.
Wow.
And he's like, "We're gonna get divorced." Because of this. Obviously joking, but
Yeah.
yeah. You and Gummy and Shu are just like, you have me like rolling sometimes. I'm just like, what the hell?
Oh, well, I mean, the thing between me, Gummy, and Shoes, we just sort of, it used to be, because Gummy wanted to be moderator on Filthy Server, and, like, just as he became moderator, the server, like, stopped, you know? And so we always just sort of, like, held that against him, you know what I mean? Like, we're always gonna be, like, your superior in that sort of sense, you know? And so we've always just sort of ripped on him for that, and he's always just sort of played along. So whenever he gets on, because were you there when someone spelled his name wrong a few days ago?
No.
They called him Cummy instead of
no.
Gummy, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Cummy Bear King, and that
Oh
was
my
just,
God.
I was just like, this is too much, and then everybody started calling him Cummy, and I was like, I'm so sorry,
Oh,
I'm so
God.
sorry.
That's hilarious and horrible all at the same time. It's like last night, Zenpai asked Evie if she could come in his hole.
Really?
And Val and I were on TeamSpeak just dying with laughter, and we just kept it rolling. Like, oh, can we come in your hole?
Wow.
Oh, where is your hole? And it's just like, oh my god, it's so funny. It's horrible. But I'm gonna have to call Gummy that next time I see her. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember that. Hopefully I will. Maybe I'll
Speaking
get
of
him
speaking of
later.
guests, but has Zombie ever considered being a guest? I mean,
Maybe? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
well, I mean, have you guys ever considered Zombie for being a guest?
He's definitely considered it,
I
but
mean,
I
I'm
don't know.
sure that would be interesting. Because I mean,
Telling Zombie when to speak and when not to speak. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I've only, me and Gage only ever went on TeamSpeak once, um, because we just wanted to see what it was like, and we talked to Zombie about a few things, but
I'd
I
probably
mean,
ask
I've
him.
never had like an actual conversation with him, other
Oh,
than like in
I've
game and Skype.
yeah, I've had some really good conversations with him, but
Yeah,
he's hard to get a hold of, honestly.
is he a busy guy?
He's very busy, always busy guy. But usually, the best time to get him is like 4 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfectly manageable. Because
Not
he's
sure
like,
it's
well,
sarcastic.
he's like 4 hours behind, isn't he?
It's 3?
Yeah, three.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 1 a.m. is when he's wide
Yeah.
awake
Yeah.
and ready for
Yeah. He
podcasts.
doesn't go to bed until about, let's see, 7 or 8 our time. So that's 4 or 5 his time.
What's like his occupation?
Graphic designer, actually.
Is that like real like hard demanding work?
I guess
You
not,
have to
because
stay up until
he'll sleep till noon.
must be a pretty comfy job.
Yep. I mean, when you've got
Yeah.
people donating hundreds of dollars
Yeah, I
to the
know. Like every time I'm on at like 7 p.m., there's at least like 10 blue names, and I'm like, that's over $1,000 right there.
Yep.
It's crazy. Like if
Yep.
the server me and Gage had run for that company had run that well, the server would have stopped, and we wouldn't have come back to Vox. But unfortunately, we're not like the crazy genius advertising monsters Zombie and Latin seem to be. So we weren't that lucky. Yeah, because I mean, like it was crazy. Like the deals they have, like less than $1. Me and Gage hadn't even thought of that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So podcast.
Oh, yeah, that thing. We'll keep talking.
I mean, it's only it's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Um.
Just let me know. Ferris usually does a countdown. It's like recording in like 3, 2, 1,
Oh, I mean,
and
I've just
then.
been recording this entire time. You can just start. You can just start whenever. Because I didn't think I was gonna go on so many tangents.
So I'm guessing you know how to edit it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. I have no idea how to do any of that. I learned how to zip a file last
It's
night. That's how
very
technically advanced I am.
it's very simple. You just pause the video, and you right click and you say cut, and then there's a line that separates the video,
Uh-huh.
and then you just add music and a funny picture, and you're done.
Yeah.
You just sort of you put the video in the editor, you get a glass of water, and you come back and you upload it to YouTube. That's about it, really. Like I feel kind of like proud in a sense that you guys called me like the editor because what I really did was I just like edit every now and then. You know what I mean? Like I cut parts out. Like the most editing I've ever done was the video with the technical difficulties.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that one?
No.
I added in some music for the bit where it was like, you know what I mean, where it cut out and then came back in. And that's the most editing I've ever done.
Wow.
Like it's before, like what I normally do is I add in the intro music, and then it comes in before the podcast actually does, and then it usually ends like a second during the podcast, so the music's still playing in the background when one of you introduces it, and it sounds kind of nice. And then then I'll just watch through it, you know what I mean? And and Ferris was like, because the thing Latin said where it was like don't swear, Ferris was like, if we do swear, because in this one episode he was like, I said something or you said something, and it was like, I want you to bleep it out with like one of those TV bleeps, and I was like, all right, and so I did, and some like that was the only time I ever did that, so that's not even very frequent itself. And then the only thing I do after that is I do the outro music, which is just like a 10-second guitar riff thing from
Yeah,
a like a video, and then I add the picture, and that's it.
more than we can do.
Yeah, well, I mean it takes as much time as it does because I like to listen to it before I upload it.
Right.
So while the editing itself is really maybe like less than 5 minutes, it takes like an hour just because I listen to it,
Makes sense. Just make sure you don't miss anything.
and that takes like 10 minutes afterwards to upload it. Because I mean it is a relatively big file. It's like 30 megabytes. So, but yeah, that's generally the process for my professional editing. Yeah. Yeah, no, whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. I guess starting in 3, 2, 1, start.